Eternal life ain't, and I am the matriarch, mama home. Just us, just us, just us. I took one look around and I see my people falling, bodies underground, and I hear their blood is calling. Their blood is calling. The blood is calling. Our blood is calling. My blood. I took a look around, got my head up out the clouds, put my feet on solid ground, foot forward to the top, just to see the light. Now I know myself, fam, I done got my mind right. Eternal. So I stand my damn ground, and we don't die, we multiply. You can't keep God down, that's the truth, the truth. Pure white light, they don't like my skin tone, that's some pure stage fright. They hitting the reflection in the mirror, I'm your mama, cause they scared to see themselves in something that they couldn't feel. But they no shade of gray up in my living room, my eyes on single and my visions on Zoom. I see what you wanna be.
Yo, it's JP on the FWN podcast. Fuck with me. It's the Diary of the Strong Black People. So, I'm coming to you guys on another requested topic from the people. So, shout out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. I was looking at his video earlier, and he was bringing up the situation in Kentucky with as a high school when the kids for homecoming, the faculty and staff thought it was okay and cool to let the kids, or the girls, dress up as Hooters girls, and the boys dress up as pretty much little hookers, and let them twerk and give lap dances. But what disturbs me is what Brother Kwame was talking about was, I mean, it's the behaviors, like just they were able to just put that on their high school social media, and they thought it was cool that nobody would find an issue with it. So obviously Hazard is a small community because goddamn the mayor is the goddamn principal. Now, if that ain't a small goddamn community, I don't know what is, because what is it about that high school? So that means it's only one high school in that county for the mayor to be the goddamn principal. Now, not only that, for the mayor is your city alderman. So he's pretty much over your city, and this is what he allowing. But then going on self-talk, shout out to self-talk TV. It was saying in the video that it was a full investigation being had. I'm just trying to figure out, I looked at the same goddamn video these folks about to look at it, and I'm trying to figure out if I ain't never seen a goddamn case open and shit in my life, I guess I don't know what it is, because what the hell are you investigating? What are you investigating? Then they said they would take proper precautions in putting the staff in educational classes. So you have to take some grown adults, put them in a class for them to have a code of ethics, for them not to be able to exhibit self-control of being a goddamn pedophile. And it's just so crazy because the kids were giving lap dances, and then they would whipping, spanking with the paddle some of the boys. But this is the funny thing that I noticed. They have pictures of all the guys lap dances and the men's staff that, and let's go back to the lap dances period. Like, we were like, oh, well, they weren't dancing on women. My nigga, they dancing on grown fucking men and getting smacked on the ass from grown goddamn men. And I mean, that shit is disgusting. Disgusting. Like, they had all these pictures and videos of the dudes, but they had one picture of the girls. They were walking out. So they're not going to exhibit the girls. They're just, the appearance of the girls was enough for them. But they want to exhibit the behaviors of the boys, to put that out there, you know, because obviously somewhere in Hazard, it looks like it's just a bunch of white people there. A whole bunch of them. So it's cool for them to crack a couple eggs to make the omelet, to put that socially and on media so they can just push a narrative for these boys. Because the girls had nothing but the visual. The boys had all the action, all the behaviors. And it's just like the teacher, the guy teachers was just loving it and eating it up. And again, interviews talking about, you know, the principal is usually a strict individual to where that had to be something pulled over his eyes. And I'm like, some teenage kids playing homecoming and said, we're going to have switch day. And what we're going to do is we're going to trick the adults and sitting in chairs, and we're going to come out and give them lap dances. They'll never know. They're going to be thrown away. Like, come on, man. Like, when are we going to get tired with visually seeing they playing in our face and not doing nothing about it? It's the outrage. Like, nobody is really, really sick and tired of this garbage shit. Like, when are we going to finally get tired of the disgusting behavior that they exhibit and they give to our kids? You're telling me for all these years we've been allowing our kids, even me, to go to school for 8 hours a day for 160, 180 days for 8 hours to exhibit that shit? That is what we still send our kids for. We're wondering what they're teaching them. They are worried about kids identifying themselves with a gender. Not being able to identify shapes, sizes, colors, numbers, economics. We are so focused on arguing about a damn gender. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We are not protecting our kids. Give them a tablet. Give them that cell phone. Then they go about their business. Don't know what they watching. Don't know what they listening to. Just let them go. And they are attacking our kids. Going to fast food restaurants. Man, I've never in my life seen 14, 15-year-olds running a whole restaurant by themselves. I mean, childish. People sitting in line waiting on them. They sitting there just playing, talking to each other, playing slap ass, slapping each other side of the head, playing little jokes on their phone, putting little jokes on themselves, playing in their phone. And then he said, hey, I'm right here. I need some help. Oh, my bad. We are allowing them to raise themselves and follow what they see in media and not parenting. And it is crazy. Like, just like Brother Kwame said, we were so outraged, as in we the culture, about R. Kelly. All the parents sacrifice the kids, blah, 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 blah. But just because you don't hand a man your kids served on a platter just right then and there, just blatantly it doesn't mean anything because what we're doing is slowly walking our kids into the slaughter through the school system. They're gone for 8 hours. And we expect them kids to come back and say what you learned at school today. And don't have the actual knowledge on how to put some things together and get them out of this repeated cycle of trauma and mind fucking. We have no earthly idea how to do it. Because if you did, steps would be made. Or, this is the second thing, a lot of people right now are financial scared. Right now, they financially, people are strongholded by bills because you don't have the means to homeschool your kids because you got to go to work and make money, pay bills. So for the last decade now, I've been hearing outcries of begging the school system for these kids. Man, No Child Left Behind probably was the worst thing that ever can be created. Because, yeah, don't leave them behind. Just pass them forward. Don't spend no time with finding out what's the issue, why he can't understand, why he can't pay attention. Just pass them through. Let them go. Let them be a dumb adult. We'll put them in jail. You know, it's sad. You know, they use homecoming as a quote unquote one day out of the year as a holiday to let them exhibit bad behavior. And it's accepted. What kind of shit is that? That sounds familiar. For some people who got a week, you know, to walk around. If Joe Blow right now say he's straight, heterosexual, Joe Blow can't walk around pissy drunk, pull his penis out in public. Nah, man, that's disorderly conduct. Go to jail. Disorderly conduct, you know, that's just, you know, it's crazy. Then you go to Pride Week. Man, they get to yell, cuss, walk around butt naked. And if you think to say anything to them, you are a homophobe. Not that I don't want to see this disgusting stuff. You know, nah, you're a homophobe. And that's messed up. Because now I got to turn a blind eye to bad behavior. Not to who the person is, but I turn a blind eye to the bad behavior. And when we have to navigate through or justify or condone bad behavior, we in trouble. We have to sit up here and say, nah, I'm not a homophobe. Well, you told me to put my clothes on. Bro, if I can't walk around butt naked, why should you? What makes you so different? What's making you so different? Even with the R. Kelly stuff, they put it in the media. Now we got to talk about it. Now we find out who's divided. People making sense about the situation, but no matter what, he's wrong. Wrong is wrong. Parents wrong, he's wrong. Anybody involved under the sound of both of their voices, they're wrong too. But we are conditioned to just keep talking about him and let's all cancel him. Let's all talk bad about him. But we got a bus of hillbillies got their own twerking on them. And then you got some of the black students in the background. Thank God they got all the kids' faces blurred out. Because no matter what the faces blurred out, you can see the body language on some of the black kids. They're cringing. I remember back when I was in school, a lot of, childish stuff, we were laughing. We were like, yeah, ha, 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 ha. Dark humor. It was misunderstood, but then, sometimes this was considered as childish behavior. But this is getting ridiculous. They are smacking these little boys. Little boys got on pantyhose, skirt, twerking. But the media telling everybody who to hate, who to love, who to like, who to follow, who to turn a blind eye to, and who to give a pass. That's the issue. We don't move until a wave hit. Why? Why are we so afraid to individually stand on right? It don't matter who is along with you. We are so afraid to be alone with standing for right, being looked at crazy. That behavior is disgusting and wrong. Every one of them should be fried and under the jail. Every last one of them. Where are the adults protecting these kids? Because at the end of the day, that whole town is not white. So that means there's a couple black kids that's there that have to go through that are being touched, that are being treated like that and not being believed. We will watch it being blatantly in our face and just be like, they just playing. It's just a load of fun because they're doing it to each other. But because we see them having fun and laughing about it, that's just fun. When some black kids say they were being touched, you have the excuse to be like, come on, man, that's how we play. That's how we play at school. But you should never, ever, white, black, man, woman, play with a child like that. Now, at a college, you all grown. Do what you want. Y'all all past the age of 18. You want to twerk on some old professor that smell like mothballs? Why not? Have at it. Get you an A. But these are little kids, 14 through 17 or 18 years old, that know nothing, that are not in control of the sins yet. And we are watching them go down and allowing it. We got to protect our kids. The school system, and we see it blatantly, is not helping. It's blatantly showing us. It never worked for us. It didn't work for our parents. It didn't work for their parents. We're just going to throw our kids right down the slaughter again. For what reason? Because why? A, we don't have the resources, the money to take the kids out to get a better education. And two, scared of being blackballed because you don't know where the money comes from. You know it ain't none of your people creating the money. You know it. You know our people, when it comes to crunch time, most of them fold for stability. But you know, they've been conditioned to stick together through no matter what. As soon as we finish holding them down, we can go back to not liking each other. But we can't even trust each other. I can't trust you to hold my seat until I come back from the bathroom. I remember growing up in high school, in elementary school, seat back. Scared, everybody waiting for a seat. Everybody waiting for a seat, but you got a seat. You got to go to the bathroom. You got to get something. You like, God damn. Boy, there's some people lurking on this seat. But then you call seat back. Now, granted, we are thinking that alone, call a seat back, is our way of getting our seat back. Bro, we have to argue that I called seat back. Arguing, I called seat back. Like, we have been conditioned, and it's ridiculous. They are really playing in front of our faces and saying, nah, you don't see that. Nah, I do see it. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. They were saying things like, oh man, this is another example that people just can't have fun. You don't like it, you don't understand it, cancel it. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. There is no laughing matter in this. This is all disgusting. And anybody who don't see that is disgusting. This has nothing to do with being gay, being straight. These are kids. Again, if this was college men dancing on college men professors, have at it. Now we have a different discussion. But we can't have that discussion because then we'll be a homophobe. So just whatever. Now the discussion is, where are you putting and blasting this type of behavior for our kids to see it at? But that's a different conversation for another day because that's not what it is. These are little kids, minors. So the conversation is a little different. And we got to start having that. We got to start standing up. Just because they say no, that's not it, man. Stand on your 10 toes. When you feel something is uneasy, you see something ain't right, speak on it. Speak on it. One thing about it, Creator is gonna always protect a person that stays faithful. Speak on right. Now, the enemy will try to take you down, but as long as you stay faithful, you protect it. But we gotta start being able to blend together and protect each other. A lot of us are going to try to fight fights by themselves. We have people like Kwame Brown. We have people like Charleston White. We got people like David Banner. You know, shouts out to all those black men. And they are speaking true. We have to start standing behind men like that because they are hunting us black men. When one stands up like that, a lot of these guys have been making sense from the day that we have noticed their tenure going viral. They have been making sense this whole time. And even the 230 to 200, 450, Casino for Life, Self-Talk, Ticket TV, all these guys have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. And it's still not enough because you know why? A lot of people are just subscribing and following just because they like the way it hear, that they just like what they hear, but they're afraid to move forward. It just sounds good. We are moving on what sounds good and what we got to start moving on what doesn't feel right and stand on it. We got to. It's ridiculous and it makes no sense at all. It's nowhere in the world that there should be a quote unquote full investigation. Yeah, 7 days is enough. You got all the evidence you need right now. That's a room for the pedophile. I mean, open and shut. I mean, grown men smacking ass, kids' ass. Now, like they didn't just mistakenly slap that ass. No, they purposely did. Purposely let the kid grind on them and enjoyed it. Laughed about it. I mean, so it's not child molestation unless it's penetration? Nah. Stranger danger. Like, there's no way and no reason a man should be gyrating on a kid. Man or woman. It makes no sense. We got to stand up. It's a lot of us raising kids right now, man. And it's a lot of us in this age group that are just starting to have kids. You have a couple people my age that have had kids for years. You got 12, 13-year-olds. You know, and this is the very crucial part in their lives right now that you have to take control of these kids as soon as they turn teenagers because you realize these are the crucial years that they turn a blind eye to helping them learn how to be adults. These last 4 years after 13, they allow the kids to go on cruise control. They push them from pre-K all the way to 8th grade. And as soon as they get into high school, they put them in autopilot purposely. And a lot of these kids who don't have, you know, the backing, parenting to where, you know, not in a good situation, they are the first ones to go down. We got to start helping each other. We got to start helping these folks with these kids that are in tough situations. Stop looking down on them and start helping them. The ones that are up, go back down and help them because they need our help. We can't have our kids just because we want our kids to succeed. You don't build your kids to succeed by stepping on another man's or another woman's head. You train them to be the best they can be. And when they're in a competitive nature, they compete. And they don't have to worry about blindsiding and backbiting and backstabbing to win. They have confidence in knowing to go in there and compete. And they know ain't nobody better than me, man. We go in there head up, start at the same starting line. No, they can't. They can't compete with me. We got to go back to helping each other. We got to, guys. You know, that county, those devils, you know, are right in your face. Those are laughing, smiling devils, laughing in our face. And we're just laughing at it. And it's crazy because you gotta be kidding me. Like, this shit can't be funny no more. It is sickening, and it's downright to where it needs to be a change. Speaking up, I mean, looks like it ain't helping, because what they're not gonna do is fess up, and they're not gonna clean up what they've been messing up. They're not gonna do that. That's one of the things that they're not gonna do. We got to hold them accountable by making sure we get each other together. Because when we help each other and they can't get in, we're gonna be in some trouble. But they gotta keep dividing us. Quickest way to do it, make these little boys soft. They can't never make their own soft because they already been soft. They can't compete. So they need us to be soft so they can have some type of level playing field, because they still don't have a competitive edge. Man, come on, man. Name one black guy, even if he's flamboyantly gay. That man, a man is a man. He got some hands, Whether he gay or straight, them black, flamboyant, gay men are still strong black men. So it don't matter. So even you are turning them into that, you still can't beat them. Because when they turn their strength on, it's up. But now we got to turn against each other and kill each other, rob from each other, steal from each other. Now we can't trust each other. Now we want to kill each other. Send us to jail. We caged animals. Now we can't sit in the same in tight rooms or in the same vicinity with each other too long, because we start getting paranoid, and we start getting, claustrophobic. Now we trying to get up out of there. Now we losing our minds. Man, that's a jungle behind them bars. It's a lot of money behind them bars, and it's a lot of money under that dirt. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of morticians making a lot of money. It's a lot of shirt people who make shirts making a lot of money. A lot of headstones being created. It's getting bad. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. They are not protected. And you can't tell me these teachers didn't know about it. But you gotta give them a class for them to learn self-control. Come on, man. Bruh. I mean, twerking, smacking these little boys on the ass. Man, these devils and these priests are disgusting. Disgusting. You leaving your little boys with these men. You sending these boys to these Catholic schools, and they are touching on them, and they're not being believed. Right, man, you know what? Women, black women, yes, the Me Too movement, women are not trusted, women are not protected. Nobody believes a woman when they are touched. And nobody believes in these men though either, because they got to toughen up. They got to be hard. No man should want to touch another man. So we go back and say that another man touches, man, come on, man. I ain't whoop his ass. But if you don't have nothing to protect you, a lot of us are afraid of losing assets. So you'll let another man come against your morals and come against what you stand for. You being uncomfortable. You not feeling like yourself, because you got to bow down, and you got to bow out gracefully to keep what you got. Because if you lose it, you don't know when you're going to get it back, or how to get it back, or if you can ever get it. If you lose it, we got to tighten up. And I appreciate you guys for sending me that to speak on, because like I said, I'm going to definitely start putting bonus Q&As or topics that you want to talk about, man, with just me just touching on it, then some of them, me and Lil Cuz will go back and talk on them, and we get, two people's input too. But you don't want to get a lot of you guys talking, having dialogue. You started up, bring it out, and let's continue talking. And that's how we're going to win. That's how we're going to come together. Conversation, dialogue, understanding, being one. We ain't got to be kumbaya. We ain't got to love each other all the time. Trust each other though, and when we got to come together, just come together. After we come together and do what we need to do, we go back to our own lives. But we got to learn how to coincide for that moment and for the bigger picture, and then we go back. It don't take too long for you to come together, work together for that cause, and go back. Working for the cause. Do what you got to do. Go back. It's not going to kill you. Trust each other that we're not in that moment that is going to make sure that our livelihood, our children's livelihood, because that's what we got to start looking at. Our kids, when we have kids, we're not living for ourselves anymore. Our personal life is kind of over with, because everything that we do, we start to think about, we can't mess it up because we can't leave our kids butt naked. But we're still leaving them butt naked because the visual is saying, well, I'm still in the house. But being in the house is not enough anymore. Just being in the house is not enough anymore. That's not enough. We are definitely failing our kids. But the greatest thing about it is we haven't failed. Anything failing, you got a chance to bring up your grade, do some extra credit. We got to get it together. Teach our kids at home. Don't put so much faith in sending them out for somebody else to teach them, because they're not going to teach yours like you would teach them. Nobody's going to treat whatever that you have with the respect and the amount of time and the amount of care like you would, because it's yours. You don't want to lose it. You don't want to break it. You don't want to have to replace it. So you're going to take care of it, but you can't expect somebody else to take care of what that's yours like you would take care of it, because they don't understand. Because if they mess it up, you the one lose. It's either A, they still got theirs to go back to, or B, they didn't take it off because they was using yours anyway, or whatever that you had that wasn't there. Let's get it together. And once again, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Sending shout out to Kwame, man. You really turned up on that one, man. I didn't get to talk about the immigrants, man. I'm gonna get to that one. But the people asked about the hazard one with the kids, and just so happened as they asked me about it, I go to YouTube and look at you, man. You already on top of it. You and self-talk are already on top of it. Now I haven't seen if Casino talk spoke on the chat or not, but I know you and self-talk was on it. And you made my job even more easier, man. And I appreciate y'all brothers standing tall, man. And you got an army behind you, man. It's coming. Slow and steady, we're in the race, man. We all coming. It just takes time. And we day by day, we slowly helping them day by day. And I hope you guys, everybody, Casino, self-talk, Kwame, David Banner, Ryan Davis, all you guys continue to use your platforms, man, to speak up for these people who think that their voice is too low. Give them confidence to come up. And guys, when y'all have the confidence to come up and stand behind them, don't fold when things get tough. They're not miracle workers. You can't just keep giving them things to talk about because you're afraid to speak about it out loud. I see a lot of the people in the super chat say, hey, man, talk about this. You want somebody else to speak it because you're afraid to talk about it. You're afraid. We got to start putting on our big boy and big girl pants on and putting the work in like these guys putting it in. And if you can't spearhead and lead, help with the work. You don't have to be the face of the work, but help put the work in. Make the job easier for the spearheader and the leader. Make things easier for them. And one thing about it, guys, man, y'all got my full support. Anything y'all ever need, man, anytime, man, we definitely can parlay, chop it up, man. But you got, and Jason Woodlock, we on the fearless team. All you guys, hit me up. We definitely gonna make some things happen. Guys, thank you again for y'all time and reaching out. And I'm JP on the FWN podcast. Back with me.
Yeah. True shit. I'm doing this one here for all my martyrs, all my revolutionaries, from the Black Panthers to the Black Messiahs. That's right. From Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth to Sandra Bland. Cause when you stand up for what's right, they don't like that shit. Now, you're a terrorist. The truth is illegal, I'm breaking the law right now. Got justice in prison, I'm breaking you out right now. I'm taping your mouth right now. And left to your third eye, to get to your right mind. I'm flying on flight 9 and I drop bombs. This is the right time. Call me Obama, Osama, I'm hot as the son of a son of the sun in the summer. Who sent you run up and get done up? You are what you eat. You looking like swine time eating donuts. I'ma your phone up like you was ignoring my call. Better pick up, put your fist up for your shit up from the boom from these bars. You the one cattle kill, I've been in the battlefield. And all my wound turned to scars. I never turned the other cheek, I put my fist through they jaws. Hey, I sent piss through they draws. That Tubman shit, and that Turner shit, that massive move to that get rich, that Hannibal, that murder shit. They say we terrible, we tearing up shit. I think they terrified, that's why they use that rhetoric. Terrorists, they label me a terrorist. We building our communities, we terrorists. They say we terrible, we tearing up shit. I think they terrified, that's why they use that rhetoric. Terrorists, they label me a terrorist. When you speak the truth, they gon' turn you into a terrorist. See, they know who the real terrorists are. The domestic terrorists. They cutting off our lights, killing our people, fucking up our water.